No, I think it.
Hey, let's talk about girls.
I don't want to talk about girls. I only have one girl, man.
Oh my goodness.
Let's talk about Hey.
All right.
What you think about that guest?
Oh, what I think about him? Oh man, he had a lot of good energy.
Yeah, he did.
He had a lot of good energy.
He has a great mind, man.
Yeah, he has a. You could definitely see that it's a little bit all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, so like where I'm more organized. This is plan A. This is B. This is C. And he's like, just go with the flow. You don't know what's gonna happen. Man. He's actually right. You know what I'm saying? I always say I'm gonna be here in 5 years, and you know what? 5 years comes, I'm over here, but I'm still happy where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he kind of understands that. For me, I got a list. You see all this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 20.
Yep.
Yeah,
but just FYI, Ron always has a list.
I always do.
Always.
In case people like long pauses and stuff. I'm already looking at something, if there's a long pause or something like that, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
But I try to be organized because I'm really scatterbrained.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm more like on his way. Like I'm real spontaneous, and whatever comes. Like if I see the vision, kind of like how you saw the vision.
You talking about Ferris?
Ferris.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. What was the name again? Ferris.
Ferris.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in businesses. Like I feel like you can't do it all yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what what he likes is the fact that he is doing it himself. Yeah. So like I feel like
I've done that.
Yeah, it's tough.
That was a lesson learned. I mean, I'm still doing that, but no, you definitely have to delegate duties. You have to trust people, and you got to know how to train people, and you have to hold people accountable.
That's right.
Trust the process.
Yep.
Yeah, processes to everything you do.
Man, people I don't think that people like the work. If they see like it's gonna take more than like 6 months to a year, they're just like ready to tap out. Like, all right, let me go back to my 9 to 5. But having a 9 to 5 wasn't an option for him. So he was like, it's just that he felt like it was a slave mentality. So he was like,
I wanna make sure that people understand that nobody is putting down anybody that goes to a job.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, it's your personal ambition that makes you drive towards something or not. So like if you're at a job and you are like he did say this, if you're completely satisfied and it's fulfilling you, then there's nothing more that you desire past that.
Sometimes you got to start there, right? You got
to. Somebody got to work at Home Depot when I go buy my material.
Oh man, that's a little stuck up, bro.
Come on,
man. We just lost a viewer, dude.
I just take a shot. I'm just playing.
No.
So what y'all get into this weekend? What y'all do?
What did I do, man? That was exciting.
Man, I got I had a good weekend till LeBron, man. That depressed.
Messed you up?
Yeah.
Messed you up? Yeah.
I
knew he was going either Houston or L.A.
Nah, it was a chance he would have went to Philly. I think it was 33. It was Houston, L.A., or Philly. Yeah.
I wish he would have came to Houston.
Even
if he went to Philly, I think that would have been a better.
Why? Because the East Coast?
Yeah, he's still guaranteed to go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I know. That's what I was thinking that same thing too, man.
What do you do? Like, what's the purpose? Like,
it's legacy.
Well, I know what as far as the purpose, the Lakers. I looked at the roster. It's a very young team.
Oh my goodness! But you're rebuilding.
That's the problem.
They're not beating the Warriors.
LeBron's
they're not beating Houston.
LeBron's gonna run out of time
they're not even beating Utah.
Unless they pick up Kawhi and maybe one more piece.
I don't think they have enough pieces.
Look, bro, LeBron got these no-name teams to the finals by himself
in the Eastern Conference.
I know it's in the East. I know.
That's a big difference.
But think about this. Think about what he's doing. He's basically saying, if I can beat the West, I'll beat everybody. So let me play them, 10, 12 times a year and get under their skin.
Man, Houston's formula was that they surrounded Harden and Chris Paul with shooters. LeBron needs shooters around him. Lonzo Ball, Kuzma. What they just got Lance Stevenson and who else they got? They got JaVale McGee.
They got JaVale McGee.
They got JaVale McGee. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all need?
They finally the Warriors let go of JaVale McGee,
and the Lakers got him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. It's gonna be very interesting, but it's like the only thing I could think of, because me and my wife had a long conversation about it, is that he's gonna be into movies. He wants to be in movies, and then he wants to produce his own movies. And Hollywood is the perfect.
He's
place
trying to
for
be
it.
like my boy Kyrie. He's jealous of Kyrie, dog. Kyrie doing all that.
Are you talking about that movie?
Is he?
Kyrie
Uncle
got
Drew.
the Uncle Drew.
Yeah, Uncle Drew.
Yeah.
He does like it's his arch rival, man. But whatever, man.
What else you get into?
Just yesterday I looked at a house.
Yep, tell us about it.
Yeah.
This guy, he was Hispanic. There was a language barrier, but luckily my parents are fluent, and I know I know a lot of Spanish. Like when I went to the DR, they thought I was Dominican, so they would speak to me, and I understood a lot of it.
Okay.
I understood a lot of it, and then I could talk to them, and they would know that I know what they're talking about. I would say like a couple of words that basically
you can understand, but you can't speak.
I can't speak it at all.
Oh,
Is it your lack of confidence in what you're saying?
I don't know, man. Like my grandma, my grandma on my mom's side, all she knows is Spanish.
Yeah.
My other grandma's fluent. I got aunts and basically most of my aunts and my uncles are fluent. Mm-hmm. So I've been around Spanish all my life. But I think my parents said I knew a lot of it when I was coming up, but then when I went to school, I just lost it.
Gotcha.
So,
man, your sister speaks Spanish too, right?
She knows a little bit more than me. I'm not gonna give her that credit. Where
a little bit more. Okay.
Because she when people are talking to both of us, she's like stumbling too.
Okay, so your parents never were just like yelling at y'all in Spanish.
That was never like a priority. They kind of just wanted us.
Kind of the old school. That old school was like, oh no, you're gonna learn English. Yeah.
And then we went to the Spanish congregations too.
Good.
But then
there's no way you should know how to speak Spanish, man.
I don't know, man. It just never.
The hood messed them up. So this house you looked at, how much did he want for it?
He wanted 100. He never told me over the phone. I went right away. I stopped what I was doing. I went to go look at it right away. He wanted 160,000.
What's it worth?
It's worth like 160,000.
Okay. So this goes to what I talk about creative financing. Mm-hmm. Most people look at these deals that are like that. Mm-hmm. Like there's nothing you can do with that. And I'm sure that's probably kind of what. What were you thinking? What could you do that deal?
I offered him 100,000. I was thinking I could wholesale it and make 10,000.
Okay,
so wholesale it for 110.
Yeah.
And then they could put like 10 or 15. But the house was in really good condition.
All right, it's a pretty house.
Yeah, but it still needed like a little bit of stuff in the outside, a little bit of stuff in the inside.
Okay,
all right.
So just right there alone, that don't make sense for. Well, it does make sense for some. It does.
Okay.
It makes sense for somebody who's going to buy it and hold it. Because at 110, if it's worth 160, they can because they'll buy up to 80% usually.
Yeah, it was two. It was a 2-story. It was a 4-2.
Okay.
And
how did you find this guy? Is he a motivated seller?
He is because like exactly what we talked about last year. That's what he was doing.
What?
He had 3 families in this 2-story home. 3 Hispanic families in this 2-story home.
So he's a landlord.
No. He was one of the families. The other family moved out and got another house.
Is he? So the house is paid off.
The house is paid off.
Okay. Is he motivated? Meaning that he
motivated.
has to sell it. He has to sell it, or he needs to sell it.
I don't think he can afford to pay the utilities.
Okay, then why isn't he selling it less than what it's worth?
Yeah.
Because of the market.
Idea. He brought it. We did a comps. He brought it for 70,000. In 2013.
Okay, and so he would make 100,000.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, no!
So what did he say when you offered him 100?
Yeah.
He told me no, and I was just like, okay.
What was your lowest number? What was your highest number? Excuse me.
The reason why I didn't do that. I usually do that.
Yeah.
But the reason why I didn't is because my mom was translating, and I didn't feel like arguing with my mom on the phone. So I just gave him told him 100,000, take it or leave it. You got my number, and if you change your mind, you can call me.
Did you go meet him?
Yeah, I met him.
ARV is 160.
What did he say when you got there?
He won 160.
He still was holding on to 160. Same thing. Nope, no change.
No change.
So what's the ARV? What was the ARV 160?
There's houses that are going for they're on the market for 158. But that's not telling you nothing until they close.
Yeah, so that house is really worth 150.
It's really worth 150.
Okay, correct. So it's going. He wants 160.
He wants 160,
and it's worth 150.
It's worth one.
All right.
No. He could get if he renovated. He could get 160.
But that's what I'm saying is maybe you didn't negotiate that right. Like, well, there's also a language barrier. But
I don't think he was motivated.
In other
No,
words,
if he got a realtor, he could get
what,
140.
That's what I mean. Like you have to be able to tell him that. It's like if you want to buy my car out there, right?
But at the same time, okay, if I shop this to a realtor, what am I gonna get?
No, the thing is, you have to get him to see it. Who cares? You have to get him to see that this house is worth 160 in pristine condition. So right now, you point out the things that are wrong. Remember that guy was saying he'll go in and be like, "Ooh, look at that! Ooh, that's ugly! Ooh." You let him know that there are problems with the house, and so like you got to fix this, you got to fix that, you got to fix that. You can't expect to get full price for this house. Here's full price. Now here's a list of repairs that you need to do.
That's what I explained to my father when he was selling his property. He wanted 120, and I was like, "You could get 120, but the roof is not in proper condition, so you cannot get an FHA or a mortgage loan. So you're gonna have to shop it to an investor.
Yeah,
and you could get like I was telling, like I was even gonna pay for my father's roof. Like I was gonna get a contractor, but my father's real like headstrong, where he's like, I'm his son, and he just want. Okay, if I would have paid for that roof, then he probably would have turned around and probably brought me like a $8,000 car or something like that. Like he just wants to feel like he's the dad in the situation. Like everything I do for him, he'll turn around and do something for me because he wants to feel like.
Well,
even though I like giving back to my parents,
he just pay you back, man. It's like, hey, I'm gonna cover this right now. When you sell it, you pay me back.
Yeah, but because every time I was like, okay, I'm gonna get somebody out next week, he was like, no, don't. He'll convince me not to.
Well, I mean, you can't help that, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. But he sees why I was trying to get that roof done the last 3 years, basically, since I've been in real estate.
As far as that guy you were dealing with, like, I think the key that I keep seeing when I'm like, listening to wholesale deals is you have to deal with the people that are really motivated, not people that, oh no, I can pass on this. You got people that I have to get this done now,
like in the next month or so.
No. I'm saying like I'm
about to lose my property.
Yes, I have no choice.
I understand that.
So if not, you just walk away because those people to convince. Was it the phrase convince somebody against their will? They're still of the same opinion still. You see what I'm saying?
That's why I understood that. I gave him a flat rate. I didn't even want to negotiate. And I walked away.
And I think you're right. There's a language barrier, so it's always the way you say things. Like you have to show that you care.
I was trying to be as respectable as possible. I did not want to step on his toes. I didn't want to feel disrespectful. I didn't want him to feel disrespected. Like. Yeah, I mean, this is his house.
You were limited, man. I think you're limited because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to build a rapport. You can't. There's a language barrier, so you can't really build a rapport. Like, why do you want? Like, you got to figure out. There's 3 negotiating strategies. You know, is this person a head person? Is this person a heart person, or is this person a gut person? And you attack those areas. Is this person a head person? Is he going after logic and numbers? If they're talking about numbers all the time, then you need to go directly to the numbers. If they're a heart person, that means they're emotional. I just don't feel like it, and so you have to find out what motivates. If they're a gut person, they have to feel you as a person.
Well, where did you learn this information from?
Where did I learn this information? No, negotiating.
No. I know.
No, there's a lot of books.
I'm just trying to figure
it was like probably some negotiating stuff. Because really. A lot of people lose deals because of negotiating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And because they can't negotiate the deal, or because of lack of knowledge. Like,
and then they don't want to step on toes, so it's like they don't like my wife is a perfect example. Yeah. She's like, I don't want to disrespect them, so I don't want to go in that low. And I'm just like,
you
have to.
I went to a seminar, and the guy was like, your first offer should be so low it actually makes you sick. Yeah. And then you look to him, and they look at you crazy, and you say, so what were you thinking? You counter, like, what were you thinking? Yeah. And, of course, their number moves down. Mm-hmm. They were all the way up here, and then their number moves down. So that's just, like, one trick you can use, but you can't use it on everybody.
You can't.
You can use it on some people. You just can't use the same tricks.
I think personally you really need to work on your negotiating skills.
Yeah.
Like it's just part of you getting that deal you want. Yeah. Like, even 100,000 was too high to start at.
Everybody's different.
I was going to start off at 90 because that's.
I was going to say 60.
Okay.
Like,
No, no. You
bring the guy down.
they-
you got to bring this guy down.
They can only say no.
Yeah, and be like,
Yeah.
then you say, well, counter.
But
His number is going to go down. Trust me.
I really didn't want to involve my mom, but
Yeah.
I just didn't want to go back and forth with him with my moms.
Yeah.
But if it was me on a personal
Yeah.
basis, I would offer them 60 right away.
So $60,000,
Yeah.
and he wanted 160.
He wanted 160.
You would have started. You would.
The thing is, look, there's this barrier we're talking about. I don't want to disrespect them, but if you're so low, it's not disrespect them. Now it's comical. Like,
Yeah.
if you ask me,
why not
the
80?
thing is, you asked me
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
How much you want to pay for my house?
Yeah.
How much I want to pay for it is different from
Yeah.
what I'm going to pay for
Exactly.
it. So how much do I want to pay for it? 20
Yeah.
grand, 30 grand,
Do you?
40.
There's a lot of people have what you call, like when you're doing deals, you should always have your MAO, which is your maximum allowable offer, already in your head.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That the numbers always work out, and you start under that number and you work towards that number. And then if people just cannot get it, then you should be able to reason it out. Hey, this is how I found out this number, and this is how I came to this conclusion. I didn't pull this out. I'm an investor. I just didn't pull this out of my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of people want to know, how are you coming with the numbers?
I always start off at 25.
Hey.
That's like my golden number.
Yeah, what?
25,000.
25,000. You can't do that for everything, because if the property's 200,000, you say 25, then I'd be like, I would laugh and I would close the door. Seriously. But it depends on where you're at. That's why I said every investor is. You have
like
to.
I say, it's business.
Yeah.
That emotional.
But it kind of makes it sound like you don't know what you're talking about if you say 25.
Dame Dash said, I really fool with Dame Dash. He said that the moment you get emotional in business, you're no longer professional. You're an amateur because you let emotions get involved.
That's crazy.
With everything.
I saw that on Shark Tank where the lady started crying, and then Barbara, who's a woman, said, you know what? She said, I wish you didn't cry. You know, she was like, you know, if anything, crying privately. But you're supposed to be a business person. You shouldn't have cried publicly, you know? And I was like, wow, another woman said that to a woman. Yep. And then, you know what she did? She stopped crying, and she's like, and she kind of like buckled up.
That's
what
you're supposed to do.
She was trying to, but see, this is what she was trying to do. This is like, kind of like with, I don't want to say homeless people, but a lot of people that are trying to get money from you, they'll hit you with an emotional story. Because if I can turn off your thinking brain and turn on your emotional brain, then I know that you're going to stop reasoning. So that's why a lot of times when you're building rapport with people, you're getting them into emotional state. So they're more willing to deal with you than another investor that only cares about the money. Like, no, I want to sell to you because I like you and you care about me. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, like the moment you get mad and start crying, like you lost. You lost. Yeah. You just took an L, basically.
It depends who you are. Some people cry because they get what they want when they cry, right?
Okay.
You know, but I think for guys, it doesn't work with us.
I hope not. Man,
I don't know, man. It depends on the situation.
So we got to get you to buy a house on the podcast, Mario.
No,
it's 7 weeks, bro. It's 7 weeks too long.
Speaking of houses, Wednesday, one of my tenants is moving out, and I'm gonna renovate the property, and I'm going to put it on the market for $140,000.
So there's a keyword terminology: make ready.
Gonna?
He's gonna do a make ready.
I don't like the word gonna. I said I am.
Okay, I am.
So when you renovate the property, it's called a make ready.
Go ahead. Wednesday, I'm gonna vlog everything. Basically, I'm going to show myself taking out the carpet, and then my contractor's gonna come in, put the laminate, place a tile. Then I'm gonna put granite. I think I might change out the vanity. Of course, change out the toilet.
Yep.
Paint some walls.
This is a rental property, so is there any kind of like? Are you gonna go? I know some people make top notch, or is it gonna be rental property type stuff?
I'll talk to you after the show.
Go ahead.
Okay. I got a guy for you.
Oh, you got a guy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
You got a good guy?
I do got a guy, but I mean, you know.
Money's money.
You know how I do.
Yeah. So everybody pay you their rent? It's the first.
Man, dude.
Come on now. We're real estate professionals. You got to get your rent money.
I'm going through it with one of my tenants.
Not paying rent.
He's on Section 8, and it's just crazy.
I told you, bro.
I don't even want to talk about the story because
don't talk about it because there's some legal ramifications.
I mean, I say this, like, if you're gonna in anything,
Yeah,
like,
you know what's amazing about Ron? Like
What?
right before, okay,
Ron told you.
yeah,
I told you don't do. I was like, dude, hey,
because
man,
you know exactly what he told me what was gonna happen. Happened. He said that. Okay, he said they're gonna Section 8's gonna pay you $1,000, and they're gonna have to pay you $200, and then. And then
they ain't gonna do it.
They ain't gonna give you that. You ain't gonna get that.
I mean,
you know why? Because the mentality is you got your $1,000.
yeah, exactly.
Why I gotta pay you $2,000?
I mean,
but
it's
know
not
what?
because, hey, dude, I hear that all the time. That's not the reason why I'm not like psychic.
Yeah,
I hear it all the time. Just like
it happens all the time.
A lot of people that don't like dealing with Section 8, man.
Let's
But
throw a disclaimer. We're not dissing Section 8.
No.
Zero.
A lot of people like Section 8. There's people that deal exclusively with Section 8.
Yeah, and the guy that he's on the Breakfast Club, he said all he does is Section 8.
Exactly.
Said, like, but what he deals with is
Mark
like
Whitaker, I believe.
All they have to do is pay like $2.
I
don't like that.
He said he had some that paid $2.
I don't like that because your asset will constantly depreciate.
Well,
value.
there's a lot of reasons why you don't deal with Section 8, but that's one of them.
Yeah.
You're right.
You want your house to appreciate in value.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, the thing is, it depends on what you pay for the houses.
Yeah. I mean, if you're putting money like the big thing right now that I'm trying to
I will say, if you do not put Home Depot appliances, put Home Depot.
Yeah, I mean, you build a house out for your particular tenant. So the demographic of what you're trying to do.
The neighborhood.
So there's a whole game to that. You know, if you have 10, 20, 30 Section 8 houses and you buy them all with that mindset and that business model, then it may work for you. I'm thinking, you know, on a different level from that. So not necessarily a higher level, just like that wouldn't be the business that I would want to start. So, and I say like because you have a mixture of Section 8 and then you have a mixture of renters that are not, you're going to have to always deal with the Section 8 problems versus the ones that are not. So
and then
I just choose not to do. I would rather not to deal with that.
And then like Section 8 is they're not landlord friendly.
Yeah. Now if you had a bunch of Section 8s, then I would say at that point go hire a management company.
You know what? My problem with like that could go wrong with Section 8 is what if the government stops paying? Like everybody's is totally reliant that the government, like you don't know what could happen. All right, we got like $22 trillion in debt, and you don't know. But I mean that's kind of far out there because that's never happened. But I always like whenever you got all your money coming from one entity, it's kind of like scary. You know what I'm saying?
Or when Obama like did the lockout. Oh, what was that? 2008, 2009.
The government lockout.
Yeah, like.
Oh yeah, the government lockout.
Nobody got unemployment. Nobody got Section 8. Everybody was just waiting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Because I was on unemployment.
Oh, my goodness.
I was on unemployment, so that was real. Like, it's like those government problems, those, you know.
It trickles down.
Exactly. To the little man or the middleman or whatever.
A lot of what people are doing right now to avoid, like, renters and stuff, because even if you got quality renters in there, you still... you know, you have vacancies, right?
Yeah.
And so, and not only that, you have people calling you if something breaks or something like that. So, I'm, doing a little bit more research. I see a lot of people doing owner finance. And what you were talking about, your friend with the 50 houses. So this is yours. You're going to where they put down a large chunk of money, $10,000. And if somebody's putting a large chunk of money down on property, guess what? They're going to take care of that property.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
And when stuff does break, you're not responsible.
They got to pay for it. Yeah. And so that's the big thing that I see. But it's a little bit more complicated.
Takes more
higher
capital.
Level.
More capital.
Not necessarily. Depends on how you do it. But if you,
I'd be willing to listen to that.
So I'm gonna ask y'all, both of y'all, this question. So if y'all had rentals right now, how would y'all screen y'all tenants?
I'd use somebody at HAR.
They got a service that does that.
I use a
right?
realtor or service.
Yeah, they got services you can use online to do that. That do it for you. Yeah. And like you said, a realtor.
So I have a friend. I want to get him on the podcast. He's just brand new in real estate, but so he didn't want to pay a realtor. Remember I was saying about earlier. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to pay a realtor to find a renter, so it took him a long time to find a renter.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about that. Yeah.
So he'll tell me like, man, yeah, I got a double deposit because the guy had bad credit.
Yeah.
There's a reason why the guy has bad credit.
Yeah.
So that double deposit don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
When he messes up your house and you got to pay $10,000 to fix it. So like, I think still like the the numbers don't lie is the saying. It always tells you the truth. If this guy has horrible credit, you know, and blah blah blah, his job don't add up. There's too many what ifs.
Yeah.
You know, and what ifs mean that you're gonna take a chance.
I mean,
what's double deposit when, like, what's the deposit? 1,500, 1,400.
It's like I usually
the rent.
Usually it's the first month's rent. Usually it's first month's rent, but I always do like
double deposit.
So how
I
quick?
do like $1,500.
How quick will it take to lose that $1,500 if they don't pay rent twice and they mess up something? So if they go, if you go in there and you know, because you had to evict somebody.
Yeah.
What's the process and the paperwork end up costing you to get somebody evicted? Just
get
without
either
counting
$500 to $1,000.
without counting your time.
Right.
It's like 120. It's
okay.
And
using
how
lawyers?
long?
Using lawyers?
No, I go by myself.
Oh, okay. I
So
thought you were using
I
a
go to the
lawyer.
courthouse.
How much time does that cost you? How much time?
It probably take me an hour to ride down to Third Ward. Well, not really. Third Ward,
And then they get evicted.
Yeah.
And then
no. It's a process.
Yeah.
First you file, then after you file,
how long does the process take?
probably like a month.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so they're out in
file,
30 days?
No. You file first. They set up the court date. If they don't come to the first court date, then they literally have 5 days after that court date, and then if they don't file something basically after the 5 days, then they're gone. But if they file, they go up to the court date because they'll. You know what's amazing, and because I've been going
through it
or whatever. They won't pay the landlord what they own, but they'll go and hire a lawyer.
Wow.
Okay,
they'll spend $200 for a lawyer.
You're making my point as what's the time? What's the process of the time from when you say, okay, I'm going to evict you? So why did you want to evict them?
The first time I had to evict somebody is when I brought a house in the auction and the guy didn't want to leave.
Okay,
not
that time. Because at that point you're just trying to acquire the property.
Yeah, but
one of your renters.
But he could have been a tenant because I asked him, "Hey, look, if you pay me 1,000 or 800, or we just negotiate,
a
rent price, I'll let you stay in there. Like it's not a problem because I could just refile whatever. But the guy, I found out later, the guy was selling drugs.
So go back to one of the houses that you're trying to evict somebody out. That you get rent money. Why are you trying to evict them? Because they're not paying?
Man, when I tell you it's a long story.
Just give one basic reason.
Is he not paying?
Are they not paying?
Yeah.
He's not paying. He's not paying his portion.
So when you try to evict them, how long had they not been paying?
Like almost 2 months.
Okay, so 2 months goes by.
Goodness.
And then the time that you do your paperwork, another month goes by before the court date.
I was giving them chances. Like I was giving them.
Dude, I told
you can't do that.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Look, what I'm trying to get at.
I was hitting this guy up, and this guy just disappears.
It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to get at is from the start that guy gave you problems until the end when you got him moved out.
Yeah.
Is it worth $1,500?
No.
Like if I could have said, Mario, I'm gonna give you $1,500 and I'll get him out tomorrow.
No, because
you would have paid it.
If you're driving, especially when you're dealing with Section 8, you're driving from Section 8 is on Fountain View and West Time. You're driving from Section 8, and then you're going to the courthouse.
Yeah.
If you have a job, you're not gonna have time for this.
That's what I'm saying is that you hire. You take in a tenant that is already high risk, and you get a double deposit that doesn't mitigate the hassles, the time, and the actual money that you're going to spend later.
I actually think I know who you're talking about. That house that I looked at with you, probably one of your.
No, that wasn't the house. That was the house that my dad. Remember my dad was working on.
Yeah, I think I remember this house where you got the dude in there. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're getting off point. It doesn't matter.
I'm just getting
but
to the point
I mean, yeah,
you should want to get.
You got to screen
tenants.
the hell out of your tenants. Yeah. Put in perfect people with perfect credit. Don't do stuff like that. Right. They care too much, right? They don't want blemishes on their record.
True.
You know, and so.
But at the same time, man, like I'm like, like. Everything's not about money. I'm all about helping people out, and I'm about like.
Gotta be about business, bro. Because now you out 15. 2 months rent, which is a couple of thousand.
No. He got caught up. Yeah. what happened was Section 8 they look at every 2 years they inspect. Now I was under the impression they inspected once a month because I was told that they inspected once a month, but they inspect every 2 years.
Yeah.
So when they finally did a 2-year inspection, the AC went out.
I was gonna say they find anything reason not to pay you.
But unbeknownst to me, I didn't know the AC was out because I wasn't in contact with the man. So,
of course, he's the one that made it go out. Probably. Yeah. He's like, oh, they're coming over. Yep. So, snip.
No, I got a cage around this. That did not happen.
No, you can still snip through the cage.
You
go
can,
ahead.
You can, but it's hard. But it is what it is. Okay,
snip a couple of wires.
So.
Put it back together.
The inspector calls me. She's like, "Hey, look." She's like, "Hey, look. The house it's not in good condition, but you need to fix this AC. It's not like you can't. You're not going to get your money. It's failed inspection because of the AC, specifically the AC. Yeah. So I got a really cheap AC guy. He fixes it in 48 hours. They gave me 24 hours. All this man had to do was go up to Section 8, fill out a paper, and ask for a third inspection. He never does. He tells me he does, but he never does. Mm-hmm. And I'm under the impression. So this is a grown man.
But wait, why does he got to get the inspection done?
That's just their policy. I can't.
Don't deal with these people, man. I wouldn't even deal with these people, man.
That's what I mean. This whole thing is a headache,
dude.
That you would have to deal with.
And
man, I was under the impression that it was not like this. I'm figuring all this stuff out. I'm figuring all this out right now. I'm figuring all this out right now because I was told.
Yes, it's easy money. They pay you.
It's easy money. They pay you every first of the month. You don't gotta. They inspect your house once a month. They're not gonna tear your stuff up. If they tear your stuff up, they lose their voucher or whatever it is, and they can't go nowhere else. So they're gonna take care of your stuff. That's the impression that this is what I was told. And this I thought this was a reliable source because he was my contractor at the time.
Yeah, I can't believe
that.
And no, man.
I learned the hard. I mean,
that gives me a headache just thinking about it.
It is. This is one of my many rentals, but I'm working it out and I'm making it happen right now. So I mean, you live and you learn, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I haven't really but the flip side, when he finally decides to go out, I got $100,000 equity in that property. I brought it for 66. I could sell it right now for 160. So that's your wealth. That's your wealth. Yeah. No. So it is what it is. I'm like we said a couple of weeks ago. You don't lose in real estate, man. Yeah. You don't lose in real estate.
As you sit over there with that Rolex
on, you don't lose now.
Oh man, Mario.
You don't lose in real estate, buddy.
No. That's Mario's. Here come the Ferragamo King. Let him out. Let him out. Let him out.
Oh man, I'm gonna chill.
I know, right?
Oh my goodness gracious.
So that's enough about me, man. Let's get our run.
Oh no.
So
no, we don't got much time.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up, bro.
We got enough
20 minutes.
We got enough 15 minutes.
Okay.
We got 15 minutes. But anyway,
we got 15 minutes.
So a lot of women have been asking me
about Ron.
About Ron,
yeah. Oh man.
Just everybody knows Mario's married. I'm married.
You gonna have to live your dreams through me, man.
Yes,
Come
man.
on, dog.
Got to, man. So what's up with
Oh man.
So what type of woman you interested in?
Man, I'm not gonna air that out on the air, man. Y'all might,
Look, Ron's an old man, okay?
Yeah,
he's an old man.
He's single. He's mingling.
He ain't really mingling. I don't know if he's mingling or not.
Nah, man. I don't like to air my dirty laundry, man.
Yeah.
I know y'all like to, but
no, I don't.
Nah, I don't either. I just want to answer these questions.
You gonna put me on blast, bro?
I just want to answer these questions, man. I be getting a lot of DMs about Ron. Hey, you want me to open it up? You want me to answer the questions?
No, bro. Don't, bro.
Want me to go through these DMs real quick?
We need to do a whole podcast of ask Ron anything.
Come on, man.
Ask Ron anything. Ron B. Follow me.
Hey, we should have a
No, you already talked about bringing all our moms in, so I already know what you're gonna say now.
Nah, I ain't gonna.
You gonna have some women lined up in the back row?
Oh yeah. That's a good idea.
Nah.
I was thinking about that.
What would y'all do this weekend?
Oh man, I had a lot of catching up to do, man. I didn't do nothing too crazy, man. Nothing live.
No party.
Man.
I mean, right now I'm in the process of helping my parents move. So they finally got the keys today. I'm gonna post it on Instagram.
Does the old house, is it closed? It's done?
It's done.
Okay, good.
They fixed the roof. They gave my parents like a week to stay in there, and now they're moving in today.
Good.
Moving in where?
Missouri, like Lake Olympia, Missouri City.
Oh, they bought a house?
Yeah, they brought a house.
Oh, I thought they were gonna. You gonna let them stay with you for a little bit?
Nah, they was, but because everything went by so fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they finally closed on the other property.
So they're moving to Lake Olympia.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like I think it's a 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2 stories.
It's a nice little drive, right?
Not from where I'm at, because I'm in Pearland.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I'm like 30 minutes.
Cool.
Excellent. Anything else we need to discuss?
Not really,
No,
man.
we good.
I got 5 pages of notes. We'll do that next week, man.
Next week?
Yeah, man.
All right, so we'll decide who we're going to have here next week.
So, real estate guru PK out.
Signing out.
All right, man. Once again, thank you for the 225 subscribers, the 100 plus views we're averaging.
Yeah.
And
hey,
and the gifts too.
You know what?
The gifts. Thank you for the gifts.
I want why don't I can't even say my words out.
Subscribers.
Why don't the subscribers drop some comments, ask some questions, tell us what you want to see, what you want to hear, what more of you want to see and hear that we did that you may have liked and what you're not liking, so we can. This is all about you guys. We want to entertain you guys as best we can.
What type of guests they want to see?
Yep. So
yeah, do you want us to grill the guests? Because we
we're
got
the
gloves on them,
yeah.
you know.
Like we're real nice to the guests. We want to make the guests feel comfortable, and this ain't.
Hey man, I'm gonna have when I have my barber on here, we gonna go at it.
This is not
man.
Nobody's Charlemagne over here just poking at him. So,
be
but we could poke
at
at him if you want us to poke at him. So just tell us what you want to see. That's gonna be out. We out.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram.
Real Estate Guru PK Instagram.
And follow Ron B. Follow me.
Ron B. Follow me on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah, don't follow me.
Josh in Texas.
All right, y'all. We are out.
Peace.
All right, bye.